Have you ever wondered where legends come from? Not the heroic tales sung in the light of day, but the whispers that haunt the dead of night. Tonight, we journey back in time to the year 1800 to uncover the story of a woman whose sorrow gave birth to one of the most feared creatures in Filipino folklore. This is the tale of the first Aswang Luwalhati. In a secluded village, nestled among mountains cloaked in perpetual mist, lived a young woman named Luwalhati. Her name meant glory, and she was as radiant as her name suggested, known throughout the village for her unparalleled beauty and a heart overflowing with kindness. She saw the good in everyone and believed in the promise of a life filled with love and joy. But the world, as it often does, had a much crueler fate in store for her. One starless night, the life Luwalhati knew was shattered. She suffered a devastating betrayal, an act of violence so profound it left her broken, alone, and on the brink of death. As her life force faded, something deep within her, a primal instinct for survival, roared to life. It refused to let her go, refused to let her story end in such a tragic, silent way. Clinging to that sliver of life, she staggered away from the village, away from the world of men that had shown her only its darkest side. She wandered into the deep, ancient forest that bordered her home, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. As she stumbled through the darkness, the spirits of the old world, the guardians of forgotten magic, began to whisper her name on the wind. They had been waiting there in a clearing bathed in an eerie, otherworldly moonlight. Under the skeletal branches of a bolete tree as old as time itself, she came face to face with a mysterious being. Some would call this entity the devil, a tempter of lost souls. Others might see it as a guardian of forbidden, primordial power, an ancient deity indifferent to human morality. It offered her a choice, a path away from the pain and helplessness that consumed her. In the depths of her despair, with nothing left to lose, Luwalhati made a fateful decision. She offered the entity the one thing she had left, her soul, and not just hers, but the soul of the innocent, unborn child she carried within her child who would now never know the warmth of the sun. In exchange, she asked for one thing, the strength to survive and the power to exact vengeance on a world that had so brutally wronged her. The pact was sealed. In that instant, Luwalhati was reborn. A chilling transformation coursed through her, reshaping her from the inside out. Her once kind heart became both a shield and a weapon, hardened by grief and forged in the fires of revenge. She discovered a dark and terrible gift, a horrifying new hunger. She found she could sense the purity in others, and by consuming the hearts of those whose love was true and untainted, she could draw from them an immense, intoxicating strength she had never known. Each pure heart she took fueled her power, a twisted mockery of the love she had lost. But her new abilities didn't end there. The ancient power now flowing through her veins was mutable, transferably. She learned that by sharing her own blood, by letting another drink from her, she could pass on her dark gifts. She could create others like her, turning them into extensions of her will, her pain, and her power. She could build a family in the shadows, a sisterhood and brotherhood bound by a shared curse, and so the first community of Aswang was born. They were not a legion of mindless monsters, but a secret society born from desperation. They were bound together by a longing for survival in a world that had cast them out, a hunger for a twisted form of justice, and a thirst for power in a world that had left them powerless. They were the abandoned, the betrayed, the broken now remade into predators of the night. Luwalhati became their matriarch, their queen. She was a figure of both terror and reverence, her name whispered with a mix of fear and respect. She was a living embodiment of tragedy and strength, a chilling reminder that from the deepest, most profound darkness, destiny can be twisted into a new and terrifying shape. She was no longer just a woman. She was a legend. A force of nature. The legend of Luwalhati, the first Aswang, lives on to this day. It's carried on the cold night wind, whispered in the rustling of leaves, and told in hushed tones to frighten children into behaving. Her story is the origin of the Aswang, the shapeshifters and ghouls who move unseen among us, forever bound by blood, by shadow, and by the echoing sorrow of a young woman who was wronged so long ago. So the next time you hear a strange sound in the night, or feel a sudden chill run down your spine, remember Luwalhati. Remember the story of how a broken heart, in its quest for vengeance, created a darkness that would haunt the world for centuries. For even now, her children walk the earth, and the echoes of her old pain are never truly gone. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the dark heart of folklore. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the myths and legends that lurk just beyond the light. Until next time, stay curious and be careful what you wish for in the dark.